acting for such a long time now, I have to really think about how did I start, but I've always enjoyed watching theatre, going to the theatre, and it just seemed a very natural thing to do. When I was much younger, my mum and dad took me to dance classes, and that was my first real taste of performing on stage, apart from school, and it just went on from there. I went to train at mime school, and then when I finished mime school, I got a job straight away with the Deaf and Hearing Company. So it all kind of fell into place, and if I didn't get those jobs, I doubt if I would have chosen to go into acting, because it kind of chose me. When I was a teenager, I went to the Manchester Youth Theatre, and I was in that for 3 years, and it was fantastic. Not only for training, but for knowing other people who have acted, because a lot of those people I know are on TV today or have been or in films. And it's a good training ground, but it's also a good networking as well, because people from the industry come in and want workshops. And if they like you, they'll remember you. So I think that is absolutely worth going for, yes. Professional training is important to get, but it depends what kind of training you want. I got into drama school, but I was too busy working to go. But I do go to professional training workshops to develop any skills and discover any skills that I have. And it's a good way of networking as well, going to those workshops. So yes, if you can get training, I think it's a better way to go. People tend to take you more seriously if you've had some training. So I would say yes, more than no. Opportunities for deaf people have expanded nowadays. When I started back way in the 1980s, there were fewer opportunities, and it is about finding those opportunities and just trying different things. I'm aware that a lot of people don't want to work in theatre and education, but I worked pretty much full time in theatre and education for 15 years, and that was my training ground. So you have to really find out the opportunities, even if it's not maybe what you quite want to do, but it could be a door into what you do want to do. I did a lot in the mid-2000s. There was a lot of deaf TV work happening then, but now it seems to have gone quiet again for some reason. But I've also been in some mainstream TV series as well. I'm trying to remember what they are. The deaf series I was in was called Switch, and that was the BBC See Here TV series, and that was very popular. And there was another series called Rush. It was on Channel 4, and they're actually worth checking out if they're on the website. There's a website if you can find them. And TV series like Murphy's Law, My Hero, the usual suspects. There's not so much of it now, but I hear that casting directors are once again actively seeking deaf and disabled people now. So it is worth keeping your eyes open, checking websites of TV companies, the BBC. It's always worth it. It's so much easier now to find casting information. Also, if you join Spotlight, it's a very good books kind of thing, that when people are looking for actors, you pay yearly to get your picture and your CV. But it's a very useful thing to have, because people take you more seriously if you're professionally represented. And I don't have an agent, but a lot of people don't have an agent, but they have Spotlight, and it's a good alternative. My advice would be to learn as much about other aspects of the industry other than the part you're involved in. So if you want to perform, learn how the casting industry works. I joined a co-op agency a few years ago, and it was a very useful way of learning how to apply for work, and it was just fantastic. It's just a group of actors set up an agency, and we represented each other, and it was a fantastic way of finding out who was what in the casting world, I advise to get a decent headshot. Get a really good headshot. Have a look in on websites and things, or photographers who do good headshots, so you get a sense of how you can represent yourself. It does cost a lot, but if you get one who's recommended to you by other people, it's actually worth it. Yes. Good. Those are the two important work finding things I can